Good morning, folks. Welcome in. Let's get this going. Good morning, CBW. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. We're using the right folder this morning. I think we're going to be in this area. Figure it out. Don't need this right now. Welcome in, Gold Gaming, Ultimate Sim Gamer, CBW, and Waylon. Welcome in. Thanks for being here, folks. Don't need this one anymore. And I don't actually know what we're going to do today, so we're going to figure it out. I think the goal today is to work on some of those errors in the log. And two of them are... So one of them we can't fix. That one right there, we can't fix. I tried last night. It's a mess. And it's not as a mess. It's amazing. Let's put it that way. The leg for the Sukup grain silo looks amazing. But the way it was originally built is it's built all as one thing. One object. And the game doesn't want big, huge, massive objects. It wants small, little objects. If all your total objects, it gets big, that's fine. But it doesn't want big, huge objects. And that map, or that thing, has just big objects. So essentially, the way this thing is built is the entire frame and then all of the things coming off the sides is all built as one piece. The downside is what that means, and it's actually not that. It's if I remember correctly looking at it, it's the inside part, not the outside part, the stairs. The stairs is fine. It's the inside leg and then all of the things that come down to the individual sides. That's all one piece, and because it's all one piece, it's very big from a file size perspective. And that's the error that you're getting, is that it's big from a file size perspective, and they don't like that. The other thing we're going to fix today is we're going to jump up to farm number 2. Go right here. This cow barn. This cow barn doesn't work. Because if we look in our... Whoops. No, let me go back to the cow barn again. So what we want to do today is we're going to fix this cow barn. And it looks like there's a fence here. Huh. I didn't know there's a fence. And there's a big, huge pile of something. There's a big, huge stone in the middle of this field. I don't remember that. Anyways, I'm going to leave that alone. I think what the problem is right now this cow barn has no nav mesh. And I don't know, I've never seen this before, so this is my first time looking at it also. But if we look at our log file, we search for error. We ignore the first couple. The gas station is not opening. We'll have to fix the gas station. I can do that later. This is the grain silo. It's too big. Which is weird because the leg itself is too big, which is an error, but the shape is too big, which is a warning. Now, we don't care about warnings too much. If we can fix them, we can fix them, but it just needs to be remodeled. It needs to be broken down into multiple pieces. Because I looked at it, it's not super detailed, but it's super detailed. If that makes any sense. It's pretty detailed to me And I tried breaking it down to be smaller, and I couldn't do it. It wasn't enough. So anyways, that error, and then the last error right here is the navigation mesh node not defined. Oops. For animal husbandry. And then so it's trying to create the husbandry, and it's not creating a navigation mesh mode. Now, what I think, and I'm not sure if I'm correct, but what I think is if we find cow, special cow stable, and it has the fence in it. It already has a fence. So I'm going to go back to the base game. I'm trying to fix this error. I don't know what I'm doing. So the way I would research it and the way I would try to figure it out is I'm going to compare the way that our placeables file is with, let's say, a one that I know works and the one that has a placeables file. So I know the US map has a barn with a custom nav mesh, and I'm going to go find it. So we're going to come in here. We're going to go to config, placeables, and the barn, cow barn small. This is going to be the one with a fence. So if we look at it, if we compare this file, like to here, that's not what I want to do. This, and I want, come on, Windows. Thank you. We compare these two files. This is the base game one. Not pre-placed. I don't know if that matters. But we have... Oh. Hey, everybody. I see Tony S. and David and Mark. Welcome in, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not... Like, my brain is not seeing this. We're trying to figure out why a pre-placed animal barn is saying it doesn't have a nav mesh. That's the part that I'm confused. So... This is like, it's a base game. The weird thing is that the cow barn that it's giving us the error on is a base game cow barn. Right? It's saying husbandry's cow fence, navigation mesh not defined for husbandry. Huh. Let's see here. Again, yeah, I'm just trying to... Hey, SMB, welcome in. I'm totally break this field, but I'm gonna put it down another one and see what happens when I put it down myself. So we come down here to cows. This is the one we're placing down, right? Same one. What? Okay. Bye. Yes. Okay. Instruction. Let's give ourselves some space to work with. Then we're going to try to get that same cow barn, place it down. Do you want to customize the fence? Yes. Okay, it starts from this corner. Do you want to plant meadow? Yes. I don't understand. Like that's what defines the custom nav mesh. Like I just defined custom nav mesh. Come over here. It says I can have 241 animals at this barn. I have animals at that barn. Can I put animals in this barn? Yeah, about the same number of animals. By, yes. So what's it yelling at me for? It works perfectly fine. Both of them work perfectly fine. Okay. It has to be so. And then, Mark, question. You answered the question. Do we have the husbandry fence section? And we do. It's right here. This part, I don't know if we need this part. Because if we compare it against the base game one, the cow barn, it says husbandry animals, which are the animals that are going to be there. And if we don't have husbandry animals, then maybe we don't need it. But we don't need, I don't know if we need husbandry. I think this right here gets generated. Right? I think this part right here gets generated when the map loads. So I'm thinking that's not needed. And I think that because it's there, it's trying to define this as a normal husbandry. And because it's defining it as a normal husbandry, when it's initializing it, it's expecting that husbandry to already have a nav mesh. That's my guess, is that this section right here, the husbandry fence thing, yes, I agree, SMB, I agree that this should be here in your save game. But in the placeables file, a lot of times if you put stuff in the placeables file that's directly from the save game, it's either not needed or it conflicts with something existing. I think this is only needed in your save game file if you have a custom nav mesh. I would bet that this is fighting with it. So let's test that theory. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to comment that out, right? Quit out of the map. And we're going to just go back in. Right? That's all we're going to do. Once Steam syncs. And that's my guess, is that when we go out and come back in, then without this in here, so all we're doing is commenting it out. When you comment something out, then the game doesn't actually see it. So I can edit this file without without really changing it until I know I can try stuff, see if it doesn't work. So that's what I'll do, is my little debug. I'll do that. And we need to choose the right map. I'm going to give ourselves some money so I can buy that land. Deselect all. Start. So yeah, there's a difference between, there should be a difference between the placeables XML file and the placeables map file. Those two things are different, and I think they need to be different. And I don't know if I could, let's check our log actually real quick, see if you're still getting that error. Variation mesh not defined for animal husbandry. Maybe it's a red herring. I think it's a red herring. So I'm searching in this file. There's 2 cow barns. There's 2. I wonder. Hold on. There's only 1 cow barn on the map, right? There's supposed to be only 1 cow barn. Yeah, there's nothing over here. The only one is here. So, oh, actually, that might be it. So there's only 1 on the map, but there was 2 in the file. So one of them is this pre-placed special cow stable, right? And we're gonna have to open up the map also. But you have 2 lines. We have 2 lines in the placeables file, saying, basically telling the placeables file that there's 2 cow barns, but there's only 1. Now I think we have to combine them somehow. So let's look at them side by side. We don't need this anymore. We're going to expand this. So this right here, and we hit X. Okay, so we have a pre-placed special cow stable with a unique ID, and then we have another one with a different unique ID. But they're both the special cow stable. Now, the difference is, from what I understand, is I would bet money this is the special one. This is the pre-placed. Okay, here we go. Here, I think we found our answer. You do need unique IDs in the placeables.xml mark. This is the pre-placed special cow stable. And if we go here and we hit paste 99E, okay. I think, let's try it out. We're going to try it out. We're going to do this. Pre-placed. Do that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to copy this line out. Right? And then we're going to do... there's no such thing as farm ID 8. I think we do this, put those 2 things together. This is the pre-placed building, so this is where the building is. So when it renders this building, it's going to need additional information to render the fences that go with that building. Those fences are right here. Right? I don't know if this is going to be needed, but we can try. So let's see if that works. Again, we're just commenting stuff out and trying to see if it gets the error. But I think part of the problem is that we had 2 husbandries, and one of them needs a nav mesh. And since we're not telling it what that nav mesh is, then maybe that's how it works. If you look back at the data directory, this one was a pre-placed one. So see how it says pre-placed equals true? Bought with farmland overwrite equals true. Actually, we're going to need that line. So we can use the pre-placed one, which is how it's being done in the base game, right here. But when you're doing the base game, you have to define not only which animals you have, which we don't need, but what the fence is. You have to define the fence. The fence is important. So I don't think we need to define the meadow. I think we need to define the fence. I think that's where our problem is. Career, create a new slot, go away. And if that's the answer, I mean, it's just as simple as just, you know, digging into the XML a little bit, you know? Start. Good morning, Eths. What do you mean out of yours? Mark, since when are you making a map? That'd be awesome. I can't wait to see if Mark's building a map. I haven't built a map yet. I'm going to. But not yet. Still got too many mods to convert. Oh, you were building a map for FSG stream? What? I don't understand. I thought his 100k stream was today. Was it yesterday and I forgot? Damn it. Visit. All right. Cow barn. It's here with fences. Okay. Let's look and see if we got log errors. Where's the log? Oops. We did it. We did it. Shape. We know that error exists. The shape leg. Now we're getting that error twice. Which is annoying because it's like a core part of the map. We're getting 2 errors that we can't fix. The grain silo has some weird tip collisions. We could probably fix that warning. We did it. That's all it was. So all it was that we were actually placing it down twice. So if I bought this land, now that I bought this land, I own this, so I should see the husbandry, cow pen large, meadow 80%, total capacity, it's full. There's no animals in the husbandry. If I come in here, I can buy the animals. Are you kidding me? Can I lease animals? I must have forgotten to give myself money. Okay. All right, we got $307,000 worth of cows. And it's working. Epic. It is epically working. Look at that. We do have a little bit of an error right here. Not sure what's going on there. There's like 2 bins stacked on top of each other. We'll have to fix that. We own this farm. These buildings are fine. This building right here and this one right here, I kind of want to make them red, not white. We're going to have to try to... Maybe we can figure that out, because that way that this whole farm is red. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. That's awesome. Can I show people that? Can I show that map, Mark? That's a great image. Here you go. That's really good. That's the PDA. It's just a blank map, but with classic. It's an awful lot of like spinach on this map. That would kind of suck. Yeah, I know. I see that. I see each letter is a field. By the way, I figured out something awesome the other day. I now have a script to. I made a script to prevent you from ever getting whatever crop you don't want to get. So, like, let's say you hate sugar beets, like I do, or you hate. Let's say you hate carrots, parsnips, and blah 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 because they use those stupid harvesters, and you just don't like that stuff. I wrote a script that from a configuration file, you can say, I don't want carrots ever. And what it'll do is when the game loads the first time when you're creating a new save, it'll prevent a carrot field from being generated in the fields when you start a new map. So like if you wanted to start a new map and you say, I don't want root crops at all, you just turn them off in the configuration file. And when it generates the map, creates the map for the first time without editing the map, it actually turns those crops off. So they don't get used so they don't get used, which is great. Fun little thing that I added. All right, so wait, hold on. There's no sound on that door. That door has sound. That door has sound. This door have sound? Yeah, that door has sound. This one, this red and white stripe one, doesn't have sound. Am I getting an error? I'm not. SMB, if you know off the top of your head, otherwise I can look into it. This shed here with the red and the white stripe, which looks to be with an M logo. I don't know whose logo that is. Do you know which one this is? We'll fix it. And then we have to figure out the grain bin situation here. I really like how this farm has this like set of grain bins. And I think I'd like to put these set of grain bins over on the main farm also. I like that it has storage for this stuff. But it feels... And Mr. Morton is a brand. Okay. But I need to move these. Because they're like all kind of cattywampus. So I think we'll do 1, 2, 3. Alright, so Meridian grain bin. Let's find that one. Now that we fixed the cows, so all the stuff we commented out we don't need. So we're going to turn that stuff off. And now we have our new field, which our cow barn is working. So perfect. So the Morton shed, red and white, BB. There's 2 red, white Morton sheds. Is that a Morton shed? Let's look at the map. Actually, it'll probably tell me in the map. It would be smart if I actually looked at the map file itself. This is a Morton shed. It's a placeholder. Right? A placeholder means it's not going to get rendered. But this one, this Morton shed, is... There's no reference to what it was. Come on. But I can find it from the position. So if we go here, if we want to find this is how you find stuff. 472.5. So I'm going to look for 472.5 in the placeables file. Find 472.5. It is this one. Right here. I'm going to single it out so I don't lose it. Animated object, yada, yada, yada. It is the shed RW. And so if we open our file tree, go to the shed RW, placeables. Morton, shed RW. Animated objects. See, there's no sound. Do you see that? There's no sound files. The GW. Do any of these have sound? No. Let's go look at one of the other barns that does have sounds. This one has sounds, so let's look at that one. Where's that one? This one has sounds. The position of this one is... Let's actually name them. 472.5. Placeables, find 472.5. This is the Western Iowa shed. So this is Western Iowa Machine Shed 2. So copy that. We're gonna make our file a little better. Done. Western Iowa Shed Machine Shed 2. Yay. What was this other one called? It was called like Morton or something like that. Copy. This one right here should be that one. So all we're doing is renaming some files in here so we don't have to do this research again. And so, again, all the stuff that's in here is just a placeholder. It's just holding the place for the actual file when it gets rendered by the game, when you go into the game. So it's just a temporary thing. And technically, here's one way to make your map smaller. Technically, because it's getting replaced, none of this extra stuff is needed. Like, literally, you could take out... I think you could take out all of this stuff. Like, if we just... What happens if we just do delete? No, that takes away all of it. Clear viz main Morton. So technically, in your map file, you can make your map file slightly smaller by just doing that and doing that. And now your map file is going to be smaller because it doesn't have all that extra stuff in it. This is just going to get deleted by the game, so there's no reason for it to be in the map because it's already in the other files. It's just a placeholder to show you where that thing is. So we could just make that simpler. That doesn't mean we're going to fix it. We won't fix anything here. So let's look at the Western Iowa Machine Shed. Shed RW. We'll fix them all while we're here. Western Iowa Machine Shed. Machine Shed 2. If we look... See how we have this sounds moving thing? You just copy that over here. Animation, controls, sounds, and animated object. Animated object. Animation, controls, sounds, sounds. Right? So we're adding sound. We're referring to this. Here's the thing. This is a weirdness. Now you can do this in your map. You can't do it in a mod. But we're referring to a sound file that's in another, technically in another mod. But because all those mods are in the map, because of the way we're releasing this map, it doesn't matter. So we can cross-refer between different mods. Oops, wrong place. Because it's in the same... Because these don't exist as real-life mods. These are all part of our map right now. So they don't have to be perfect. Now, if, let's say, these mods got released as mods on somewhere like ModHub. So let's say these went to ModHub. They're probably not going to, so we're not going to worry about it. But if they did, then you could take this out of your... We're going to delete that. We don't need that anymore. You could take these out of this folder, so you're not including all of that stuff, and yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. Just deleting stuff willy-nilly. But I should have fixed the Morton, all of the Morton sheds. They should now all have door open sounds, because we want door open sounds. We're just use the same radius, the same settings from the other. Wow. Okay, we're gonna fix that. This, whatever. I didn't change it, did I? Format. There you go. It's much better now. Save. So we fixed that. So perfect. Now I think these are going to be around the same area. So fertilizer bin 825, 815. And one of these is on top of one another. I think this one and this one are on top of each other. So I think this is the one we're going to take out. And then, okay. It's here. Now we're gonna make a little note in here. We're gonna add some notes into our thing so we can find through our, search through our file. Because when you're editing, this is your file. You could do what you want with it. This is farm 1, copy. I believe it's going to come about here, farm 2. But this one's not it. It's, where were we? We were down here. Hay shed, special cow stable. Okay, I think this is farm 2. I think these are all deco farms. So we already have a pre-placed residential. So between farm 1 and farm 2. Buildings. So decoration buildings, north side of map. These 3 right there. We're going to worry about those in a minute. Farm 2 is here. So we have the special cow stable, which we fixed. The hay shed, the harvest store, meridian grain. And then we'll get this next to it. Oops. Undo. Yeah, we gotta figure this out. I don't know what's going on here. There's so much going on here. So there's like more stuff here in this like set of things that I can understand. So let's find them, right? Well, first of all, let's get rid of those. Did we get rid of the ones that were overlapping? Okay, this one is the one that I just moved. So let's go into our demo map. And this layout is not bad. I think the rotation of these is a little bit off. I kind of want to... No, don't leave it. I think the rotation's off. And the spacing's off too. This one's too close. Oh, yeah, see, the rotation's totally off. So this right here is the trigger. But let's look at it in game. If we go in here, we own this land. This one, sell. Yes. Okay. This one. I'm going to sell that just right now. Can we place those down? Actually, that would probably help if I didn't do that. This is liquid fertilizer. This is stainless steel. Now see here, see what we're doing. No, why question? Actual question for SMB. We have these bins here. Do they really need to be? Toggle free mode. Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. So these bins, these meridian things. In here, we're using the bins from the Meridian Grain Bin pack. Oh, so these, so the reason you have them here is because they work differently. Is that right? Oh, okay. So these are manual bins, not the base game bins. I think I see it. They empty out of the bottom, so you have to have augers for these. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. That's fine. So I'm gonna leave them alone then. So I was looking for like the fill area, and the fill area doesn't matter. So that's the trigger for that one, that's the trigger for that one, and the trigger for this one is... Wouldn't you want the trigger to be right here in between? No, because then it's not facing the right way. Okay, I got it. I get it. Makes sense. Because you have to fill them from the top with an auger. Okay, I'm not used to those bins, so thank you very much for explaining. That solves that problem. It doesn't solve the problem that we need this same set of 3. Let's put them together. Right? So we have this one, this one, this one. Copy. Farm 1. We're going to add these to Farm 1. I hope that's okay. No, we don't need that one. The liquid one, this is the one we need. Copy. So we're going to add this to the other farm as well, just so we're being consistent. Actually, what might be interesting is the east side of the main cell. I'm wondering, here's a question for you, SMB. So since these Meridian Grain Bins are actually a duplicate of what's actually in the base game, and the base game ones don't require an auger, but the ones you're putting in the map do require an auger. Now, because you have the big, huge grain silo complex, the souk-up thing, on the main farm, do you want to put the easier to use Meridian bins on the main farm, or do you want to put the ones that require augers on the main farm? That's a good question. On the east side of the main cell. So that's what I was thinking. So what we're going to do is we're going to... I mean, it doesn't matter. Like this, like the way I look at it is this farm here is a more of a manual farm with these grain silos, right? Whereas this farm over here, just like conceptually thinking about it, this is a little bit more automatic because you have this thing. And I would say that, like, where do you want to put them? Like right here? Like this? This maybe? Where's the other one? The problem is the base game doesn't have all of the containers that we... doesn't have all the same containers. Oh, it's taking so long to walk there. I'm like walking across an entire map. I almost think they should be right here in front. The problem here is this one's liquid. Mainly this one's seed, solid, and liquid fertilizer storage. So this is... What can this go in this one? Oh, that's cool. I like how it has a dump here. It goes into this thing, which I believe is a corn dryer. It's just not activated as a corn dryer. Yeah, that's a corn dryer. I like the look of that. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, doors that open. Fancy. So I would say either putting them there or right here in this grass. The grass. So let's look perspective, SMB. Do you want them right here in front or right along here? So where the lime station is, or where this liquid fertilizer tank is. Which way is east? North, south, east, west. So over here, right? Where the lime station is? To me, that makes sense. So. And I don't mind having the auger ones here, honestly. Over here? Oh, wait, you says in real life. Oh, wait, let's look. I think in real life, actually, they're right here in front of this barn. There's like a bunch of them right in front of the barn in real life. If I still have the map up, I do. So in real life, they're right here. Yeah, in real life, the tanks are right here, right? So we'll put them there also here. We'll leave this grain silo. It's just, I don't know how you got the exact silo that's on this farm. It's insane. They're right here in front of this barn, which... Actually, if you look at it, it's more like this. That. And then that. And then if we compare it to real life, where's the texture we need? Oh, that's it for painting textures? Oh, come on. We can fix that. We'll fix the painting textures next. In real life, this is actually squared off a lot more. Like this. Like the yard is actually squared off like this in real life. We look at the map. See how it's kind of squared off like that? Yeah, that's that right there is this is a little bit closer to the way the yard looks in real life. Right? Except for the fact that these are actually down here in real life because this shed is not, it doesn't look the same. It's roughly the same. As my dad would say, it's close enough for bank work. Such a weird thing. Yeah, so what if we did this? Right? So even though you're coming out of this garage, you immediately have to, like, get out the way. And then these things are all right here. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. And I'm not going to use the automatic ones. I'm going to use the... Well, the problem is I can't use the automatic ones without editing them. We need a seed one. You know what? This one can be used for both seeds and fert, right? It can only be used for fert. Well, that's annoying. Let's fix it. I'm going to do 2 of these, 2 of those, and 2 of these. How about that? We'll do 2 of the small one. We'll do the automatic ones. We'll do 2 of the solid and 2 of the liquid, and then you can have herbicide and liquid fert. Right? And so we'll do 2 and 2. It'll be a nice little 4-pack. So let's actually put those in. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix it. We're going to change the base ones, base game ones, because they suck. Make them useful. So we're going to use the base game ones. We're just going to fix them. I'm going to show you guys a really awesome trick on how to fix them without fixing them. Because I talk in code. All right. So this is going to be liquid fert. Liquid herbicide. Fertilizer. Seeds. Like that. I'll line them up in the code. Yeah? Yeah? All right. How do we do that? Here's how we do that. Right? And then we'll repaint in the map. We'll fix it in the map. We'll make it all look good. So liquid, liquid, solid, solid. All right. So we need those. We need those positions. Okay. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna reuse the Iranian grain bin pack because that pack already has most of the assets we need, and so we don't want to recreate the world. That's silly. So fertilizer bins, liquid flat bottom tank. We want copy paste, paste. We want 2 liquid and 2 of the big ones. Copy paste, paste. Fertilizer bins. And give them actual unique IDs that I can understand. 3, 4. Where do I want to line them up? I want to line them up with... I actually like them not lined up. I'm going to use the real positions. Okay, so we're going to come in here. We're going to hit this. Come in here. Save. We don't usually save. We're going to quit out of the game because we don't need the game anymore. I'm gonna change my mind yet again. We're gonna do this. Then we're gonna see new folder, new game. What do we want to call this? containers. All right. Here's the world's best trick that they've never taught you. I'm going to copy this from one of my own files, and then we'll talk about what I'm doing. Okay? So we're going to create our own placeable for the fertilizer bins, and we're going to use the base game files, but we're not even going to look at them. Which just sounds weird. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So this is a fun trick to learn, and we're going to look at it today. So I come in here, and we go into placeables. Not brandless, because they're not brandless. They're Meridian. Here, we have the flat bottom bin, 3809. This one is auger filling, 3809. I think that's the one we're using. Let's look at our save game file. So save game 5, right? Come down here, look at placeables, scroll all the way to the bottom so we can get the positions. Okay. No, it's not save game 5. Save game 4. All right. So here are all our flat bed and bottom bins. And it's, I was even not even close. So it's the fertilizer bin 12/16/20. So let's look at that file. I want to look at that file. 1620. Now, if we look at the 1620, the downside with the 1620 is it only can be filled with fertilizer. I don't want that. I want it to be filled with fertilizer and seeds. So the normal way of doing this is the way most modders would do it, is they would be like, oh, I'm going to copy this file. Copy, and then I'm going to come over here to my own code, and I'm going to paste. I don't know, I just broke something. Undo. Right, and then they would be like, oh, I'm going to edit this. Now I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to change this to fertilizer, lime, and seeds. Fertilizer, lime, and seeds, yada, 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 for blah, 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 blah. Right? You don't need the start fill level if it's empty. We're going to leave it there. And that's all you do, right? But you're copying a lot of stuff that already exists in the base game. You don't need to. This file is, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's one way to do it. Here's the other way to do it. This is another way to do that same action. If all I'm doing, think about it this way. Really what I want is I want to take that file, whatever it is, I don't care what's there. And I basically just want to change the fill types. That's all I'm changing. I'm changing like 3 lines. So could I do that in a smaller file? The answer is yes. It's negligible for sure, but it is possible. What am I looking for here? Where's my farm fill stations? XML. This one. Thank you. Copy. Rename. ext. Paste. No, I guess I have to copy it again. Copy. Now this is what's called an extension. And the extension files are way easier to use. So we just make sure it's the right placeable type, right? First of all, we do make sure it's the right placeable type. Then we go to our data directory, copy path, go over here, paste, right? And now we do that, $data, this, that. Okay, and then basically what this allows us to do is take that existing thing from the base game, which is right here, and I just want to change stuff. So if we minimize this, that's not what I wanted to do. We minimize this. The only stuff we need to change is the silo stuff, right? We just need to change this. So we use what's called dot notation. So we do placeable, silo, and I don't need all of this. So I'm just going to do this. So placeable, think about this. Placeable, because this is the root node, placeable, silo, loading station, fill types. Placeable, silo, loading, state, fill types. Predictable loading station. And then this last one, fill types, is a property. So we have to reference it slightly different. We do like this. And so we use dot notation to find this path. Placeable, dot, silo, dot, loading station, dot, load trigger, fertilizer. So loading station, dot, load trigger, fill types. And this one only takes fertilizer, but I think it should needs to take fertilizer, lime, and seeds. So it should take all of the hard stuff, right? And then if we look back at the original file, where else do we have this fill types? To unload, we also need the same thing. So unloading station, unload trigger. Goes like this: unloading station, unload trigger. Same fill types. And then the storage also needs the same fill type. So storage.storage.fill types. Storage dot storage. Right. And then we're going to say, and do we want to, we can have it have stuff in it already. I always like when you have start a farm and there's always already stuff in the bins. So let's rename this. We're going to do this. Actually, XC. We're going to name this FERT. And then rename seeds. And then we don't need this one anymore. And then we're going to copy paste, rename, and just put everything in here. This. And then this one. Wait. Okay. And so we have a couple different ones. Fine. They're all the same, essentially. But it's such teeny tiny file. And then since we're not bothering to generate icons, we actually don't need the icon stuff on these because they have their own icons already. So now we took a file that was like 300 lines long and we made it like 5 lines long. And then for the FERT one, we're going to do, if we go back here, it says start fill level, fertilizer, fill level 0. So this is the FERT. Come over here. Get ourselves another path. Silo, storages, storage. Technically, you need to do this because you could have multiple storages, but... And then start, fill, level. You need a fill type and a fill level. So fill type. This one is going to come with fertilizer already built in. Paste. And fill level. We need fill level. It's going to start with 10,000 liters of fertilizer, which is a lot. Right? Is that a lot? It's nice and tidy. This line is actually... actually, undo. Save. Save. We want this one to say name. We're going to update the name. So we know we can tell it the difference from the normal one to this one. And this one's going to be right here. Yeah, there should be something for new farmers. Exactly. So let's give them something. Let's give them what they need. Store data, name, Meridian fertilizer tank. We're going to call this multi. We're going to change the name of it. We're going to change the name of all of them. Right? Seeds. This one. Copy. Paste. We need this in our translation file, right? So here, copy, paste, paste, X here. And what are these called actually in the game? Meridian fertilizer tank. I'm assuming that it translates into Meridian fertilizer tank. Meridian solid storage tank. We're going to call it a Meridian solid storage tank and a Meridian liquid storage tank. We get to the liquid one, right? So Meridian fertilizer tank, Meridian solid storage tank. Save. Whoops. L10N. Now the reason I have this one has the L10N and the other one over here doesn't have the L10N is how it works. So this is an L10N, so these names don't need the L10N underscore at the front of them for them to work. But this right here refers to this string right here, which we're going to put on all of them, right? This one doesn't have anything by default. We're going to do this. This is my favorite thing to do. Price. And this thing is 35.23 whatever. We're going to make it $1 more. Just $1 more. Which means that you can store multiple things in it. So it's not just storing one thing. Now it's storing one item is storing multiple things. And the only reason we have, so basically we have this one, the 1620, which is going to be in the store, and it'll show up with our name on it in the store for them to buy and be able to place. And then these two are not going to show up in the store. And the only reason we have those there is we're setting the start fill level when they're placed. Now, the other way to do the start fill level is actually to do it in the placeables file. So these are technically not needed. And I'll show you both ways of doing it. So we come in here, we add our store item because it's important. And this is called container, right? And since I'm very, very bad, copy relative path, I'm very bad at, this is like one of the things I mess up with the most. is copy and pasting file names. Right? So we need this. So these are our 3 files. Now we can place them where we want them to place. So now we have them. And they're the same files as the other ones. So what now we're going to do is we're going to copy what we had in our save game over here. So this is going to be mapter this mapter / placeables containers fertilizer bin 1620. This one right here, same thing. Yoink. We don't need the animated objects. Right? These are technically farm 1. They also don't need the storage index. That doesn't make sense. Right? And so I should just show you 2 ways of doing it. So seeds, fert, and now we copy the positions from our placeables file. This is the top one, so this one's going to be seeds. Right here. This is the second one. The closer one, I think. Oh no, this is the top one. I did it wrong. I did it backwards. I have to remember the order in which I placed them, right? That's important. Okay. And then the rotation. I believe the rotation for them was the same. And we'll actually do it -90. We'll do it right on the 90. Actually, no, we won't. We're going to leave it the way it was. Farm 1. Farm 1. While with farmland overwrite equals true. Boom. So now when we go into the map, we're going to have a seeds container and a fert container. And now we just have to do the same thing with the liquid container. Now for the liquid container is, which one is the liquid? Liquid flat bottom takes 1630. Go into our data directory. Liquid flat bottom tank 1630. We're going to open this up. We're not going to do anything with it. We're going to come in here. And I'm going to copy paste. Liquid flat bottom tank 1630. Rename, paste, done. This one. Is that the path? Yep, that's the path. This one is also a silo. Same thing. I'm just jumping back and forth, sorry. So now we want this one to have liquid fertilizer and herbicide. You can store either one. Pretty simple. The price on this one was 46,501. Meridian liquid storage tank. And go to the mod desk. And I know I'm cruising around here. I'm doing it because we're going fast on the live stream. Because I want to actually show you guys this actually in use. Copy, paste. All right. And then we have to make sure we include it here. And it was here. Rename. Hey, Waylon. Welcome in. Copy relative path. I don't need that at all. I just need this. I always want to type as little as possible. Mainly because I always mess it up if I type. All right, so now we have this liquid storage tank and then we have to copy from our save game files to the positioning. So the first one was the one closest to the building. This one's going to be herbicide. Here. Herbicide, and the next one's going to be liquid fert. Now, I think, and I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to test it out right now, live. Same rotation, actually. That's interesting. They all have the same weird rotation. Okay. Farmland 1. Farmland 1. Placeables containers. We're not going to use the base game ones because we made them better. Because they should be better. Copy. All right. And in here, we're going to do this. Storage. This is liquid fertilizer, right? I just realized I'm editing totally the wrong file. Copy. I'm editing my save game file for some reason. Jumping around too much, folks. Sorry. Here, we just come in here and we add this. We set the storage ahead of time. I think this is going to work. Yeah, this should work. And we want this and this. Okay, so what we're doing is we're setting these 4 grain bins in the placeables file. We're kind of working a little bit backwards today. Now we have to go do it in the map because we need to make sure we paint the ground properly. And so we can use the same things. So we go file, import, data, placeables, meridian, liquid tank, yada yada, open, actually place with reference file. I don't want it in my I don't want it in my map. I want it right here. Placeholders farm 1, put that there. Liquid flat bottom tank here, Control B, blah blah blah. And then this is 87.4, I believe it was. No, it's negative 87.4. Negative. Okay, perfect. And then the positioning was here. Here, Control paste. I had it all the way up there? Did I really? That doesn't seem right. I thought it was closer. Maybe this is the one that's closer. Paste, yep, that's the one closer. So that's one. Okay. Duplicate it. Get the second one. Wait, is this 170, 164? 170 is the vertical. Copy. Paste. I feel like it's off. Like, I feel like in the save game, we didn't have them this far north. Anyways, file, import as reference, meridian, fertilizer bin, this one, this. Placeholders farm 1. Control B here. Get the positioning that we already copied over. That's a save game file. I don't want that one. I want this one. To make sure it matches. Copy. Paste. Okay, yeah, so we've messed up our numbers somewhere here. And that's fine. Don't edit the save game. Let's open it up again. We messed up our numbers. That was totally my fault. I think it was because I was jumping back and forth between the files so much. Okay. So we have 2. So if we do them, it was bottom to top. Liquid, liquid. Not that one. Liquid, liquid. Liquid, liquid, solid, solid. Okay, so the bottommost liquid one. The problem is that in my file they're in the opposite order, which is hurting my brain. So let's put them in the right order. Liquid, liquid. Solid, solid. Okay. Liquid, liquid, solid, solid. Okay. That's why it's messing with my head. So the first liquid is right here. Liquid, this is liquid. Paste. Save. Go in the map. First liquid. Paste. Save. Second liquid is not there. Second liquid from our placeables file is here. Copy. Paste it into our save game file. Paste. Paste it into our game. Paste. Perfect. Third, this is a solid. The first solid. Solid. Here. Paste. I just saw an error that I have to fix. And then solid here. Paste. And then this one. Copy. Paste, save. And the second one here. Paste. There we go. Save. And then the last thing is the rotation. It's this weird number. Oops. Undo. Paste. Undo. Stop it. In the game, these are going to have this rotation to make sure the same rotation matches the actual what's in the game. All right. And so now that we have like a mock-up of where our bins are in the game, now we have to paint properly, which is probably the easy part. So we're going to save, make sure we don't lose anything. Foliage. When I'm painting and doing foliage, I like to remove the grass first. Right? So, and then paint it back in, because it's super easy to paint back in, but you just want to clear the area. Right? We're just going to clear the area. And then the painting, we're coming here with, I don't know what this is. I think this is gravel. Is this gravel? Yes, it's gravel. is gravel, like that. And then grass. The grass is going to come like down like this. Like that. The grass can come straight across like this. And then we're going to fix the grass. Like that. Oh, wrong button. And then I'm seeing something that irritates me. That. Okay. Save. So these are all placeholders. So what we've done, all of these are going to be placeholders. They're just showing up in the map. This is where we put them in the game. Now we're going to put them, now we're going to make sure they load into the game. So you can see we still have our pawns that we made last time, which turned out amazing, I think, personally. There we go. And save that. Save the placeables file. Fertilizer bins, flat bottom tank. And then the difference here that we wanted, the last thing we want to do is, that's in our save game file. Here, we're trying to make sure that the herbicide and liquid fertilizer things get filled with this line. I don't know if it's going to work, so I don't want to have an extra placeable for the other one, so I'm hoping that works. And let's try it. And again, most of, like, for me, most of map making is trial and error. Where I try something, I see if it works. If it doesn't work, try again. And I think that's the biggest, if there's one thing I can teach anybody who's watching these videos, and anybody who wants to get into map making or modding or anything in relation to the modding world, map making or actual mods, vehicles, placeables, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. The biggest thing that I can pass along to you as a little bit of knowledge. Delete. Yes. Select all. Sorry. The biggest thing I can pass along, and you guys can hear this and clip this if you want. The most important thing is you have to be willing to fail. That sounds super weird. I get it. I understand. But logically, you have to be willing to fail so that you can succeed. Modding is a lot of trial and error. It's a lot. How many times have you watched me over this series of 4 episodes quit and save and quit and save and quit and save and quit and save and quit and save? Like, how many times? Okay, so the painting happened. The painting is fixed. The shape of this path is better, but our bins aren't showing up. We'll look into that in a second. We go over here to Farmland 4, is it? Go north at the farm. I'm not seeing the triggers for the animal pasture because we didn't buy it, because we don't own it. Okay, this is fixed. The positioning for this one's off. I want to move that. If we try to remember all the stuff we fixed, because we fixed a lot. Let's buy 4. Buy. Yes. Now we should have sound. You're welcome. Now there's sound. and we come back over here to our main farm, we need a thumbnail for the silo. We can do that. But the bins we just made are missing. Why are they missing? I don't know. Why are they missing, Josh? Well, I don't know. Let's look at our log file. Again, you have to be willing to fail. I didn't set this up to fail. I have no idea why I just failed. But I put this stuff in the map. It should be here as far as I'm concerned. Why is it not here? I don't understand. Let's find out. Let's figure it out. I don't know. You have to be willing for stuff to break so that you can learn how to fix it. So if I come in here now, if I look at my log, could not find specialization high pressure washer, obviously because we were messing with the workshop last time. 21 errors now. The coop is still being loaded. Here we go. Fertilizer bins fail to validate XML path placeable for schema vehicle. What the hell? What did I do there? Did I create a vehicle? I didn't do that on purpose. What schema vehicle? Doofus? Placeable. Placeable. There's no vehicle here. Is it because of this? That can't be. I don't see vehicle anywhere here. This is wrong. That doesn't need to be there. It's your... What the heck? Oh, you know what? I think it is. I think it's all that stuff we removed. So let's add it back in. And this, I don't think we need all of it, but I think we do need something. We need this here. I think we need this. Give me 1 second, folks. Sorry about the folks. I'm back. Apparently I need these, so that's fine. This one can be here. And then this should be referred to the original file. So this is fine. Copy. Is this the looking one or the solid one? Maybe I'm just copying the wrong one. Interesting. I didn't know that that was needed. Which is new to me. And this one right here. Copy. This one. G, C. So we're just trying to fix that error and see if we can get these things to load. Worst case scenario, we can always just copy the whole file. But I want to try to do it without copying the whole file. And then this one should say liquid. Maybe it's because the species isn't listed in this file. That's my only guess. Oh, and we need a thumbnail for the Sukup. So let's do that. Yeah, sorry, that's just my cell phone. I have the ringer set really, really loud, just because as of like right now, I have headphones on. And so when I have headphones on, I need to still be able to hear my ringer. Sukup. Generate. That's a really weird place to put the thumbnail. Let's fix that. That should not go there. That should go right here. How's the PNG look? It looks great. Don't need that. Don't need that. Delete. We don't need a copy. We don't need an icon. Delete. We don't need a mod desk. We'll leave it there for now. This right here needs to have this placeables. SUKUP grain silo placeables, yada yada. So now we have the right. There we go. And this shouldn't say mod, it should say store, technically. That's the right way to do it. Which, you know, if you're never publishing to giants, you wouldn't know that that's the right way to do it. So, I mean, not necessarily their fault. Let's see if that little change we made to this file actually gets these to load. That would be clever. Maybe. All right, let's look here. Deselect all. Start. I don't think those errors were there anymore, were they? Gas station co-op. Leg. Oh, cool. Leg. I mean, there's a bunch of warnings still. But they're not errors. Yay! It worked. And so now, these are our Meridian bins at the shop, at the main farm. This one is empty. This one is empty. This one has 10,000 liters of seeds. This one has 10,000 liters of solid fertilizer. Okay, so these two we know are filled, right? Let's think about this. Because we did start fill level 10,000 on these, they have a special their own store item just to be able to get them to show up. But we don't really want to do that. We want to do it like this, right? We want it to be able to define in the placeables file how to do that. So if we look at this file, we set one of them to be, right? How do I do that? Well, let's look at, again, we've talked about this before. Who remembers what do we do when we want to learn something? We'll use this window. When we want to learn something, URTFM. Read the fucking manual. So, silo. Here's silo. Storages. Now, this is the placeable file. So, this is actually how do we find our placeable. Okay, but that's not what we want. We want our save game placeable. So we go to save game placeables. And now if we go to save game placeables, placeable, if there's a silo, storage index, fill type string, fill type, it says storage and then node. That's super weird. Why would it say node? But that's how it says to do it. So we're going to do it that way. So again, this is the documentation. Documentation is built into your game. It comes with your, like, I'm not looking at something online. I'm looking at something in my own file on my hard drive. Documentation, save game placeables. If you have a save game, the save game placeables, it's going to have a node with a fill type and a fill level. Now, is there is there a mission placeables? Or is it this one? No, this is building a placeable itself. So I think that all we need is this line in our placeables. So silo. And then what we want is this. I mean, this is what it says to do. But this doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's validating it. Let's change one. See if it happens. It's node, fill level, fill type, herbicide. Is that what the spec said? Fill type, fill level. Fill type, fill level. Okay, it is the right thing. So we're getting close. You store a lot. I'm only putting 10,000 liters in, so it's not that bad. And also, by the way, we should have fixed this one. See how now it says silo grain pin complex? And now the icon is there? It wasn't there before. Win. Alright, perfect. Notice we also got the doors in those two sheds open when we start. That's pretty nice. So let's see if this one works. So we're going to quit out. We got to create a new save game. The whole idea is this is what happens when you create a save game. We want it to create a save game. And again, I just totally failed. I don't know why I failed. I have no idea. I don't care. I'm going to try something new. The reason A Farm Garage is the PDF wouldn't work, and I'll show you why a PDF wouldn't work while we're waiting for the game to load. These are interactive. So see how if I hover over fill type, it says description, the fill type name, type, string, required, no. That you couldn't get all of that information to a PDF. If you did, the PDF would be gigantic. And so whenever they released updates to the game, every time, all of these files get overwritten. I actually have a version of these files that have black backgrounds because I don't like the way theirs works. So I just haven't updated it since the last. I haven't changed my files since the last update, but nonetheless, the way they do the documentation is fine. I don't have any problem with it. And I'm happy that there is some documentation. Unfortunately, the documentation only exists for the XML. As of today, there's no public documentation, or there's some, but it's for FS19, some of it's for FS22. There's no FS25 documentation for the code that runs the game. And so for people like me who are constantly trying to futz with that code, there's no instructions on how to do that. Yeah, and I'll show you how to make them black background. It's real easy. But here, silo empty. Here, silo's empty. So they're both empty. That sucks. Why? What? Ah, maybe this? I wonder if it's this instead. I think maybe it was start fill level. Let's try that. Again, we got to be willing to fail to be able to succeed. Go here. So tired of clicking this button right here every time I create a new save game. I'm really just so tired of it. I kind of want to write a mod to basically turn that off, to basically just remove that. I don't ever want to start a new game. I want to write a mod that removes that button from the UI. Because I'm so tired of seeing it. And I have no idea how to do that, but I still want to, just because I'm tired of seeing it. That's the only reason. And that sucks. All right, so one of these two bins is supposed to have something in it. Empty. Empty. Yeah, so the code here is not working the way we wanted it to. This start fill level and this stuff is not working. So for instantiating this into the game to get it the way we want, it's not going to work. So the only way to do that is do it the way we did the other file, the other ones, which is basically just include kind of ghost ones into the game. Or this is the easiest way to do it that I can think of. Herb. And which sucks because it's like extra files you don't need, right? And then we're going to come in here. We're going to do this. Copy, paste. Paste. Rename. Now these files are really small. That's good. Herb. Rename. I don't think this is the only way to do it, but this is the way we're doing it today. If I figure out a better way to do it, I'll let you guys know next time. But we're going to do this. Do this. And this is herbicide. This one is fert. And then we want show and store false. The reason we're showing in store false on here is so that we don't show these specialized ones that come filled in the store. That doesn't make sense. This line we have to copy over to these so they sell properly. This one. And then we have to come into our mod desk. We add the new versions. Again, the file names don't really matter. We don't need that anymore. Then make sure our placeables files is updated properly. Herbicide and fert. That should be it. Actually, we're still in the game. Let's quit out. Did we start the game? No, we didn't. Sorry. Herbicide, fertilizer, seeds, fert. I actually probably want to reverse those. I think I want to reverse them. I think I want the order to be herbicide, fert, seeds. And have liquid fert and regular fert right next to each other. Herbicide, liquid fert, seeds, solid fert. So this one should be fert. Cool. Well, we actually got quite a bit done today. We got the main farm finished up with the seeds and fert and stuff like that, which is great. We got farm 2 pretty much fixed up. We fixed that grain bin. We still have to move one of those fertilizer bins. I'll move that off stream. It's still like one of those fertilizer bins is touching the other one for some reason. And the last thing to do is something I'll do off stream, or I'll maybe do on stream depending on how easy it is to show, is going to be, I want to do roads, and I also want to do some kind of decoration right here for the shop area. And those are going to be the last things that we do, and then we'll hand this off to, we'll hand this back over to SMB and let him upload it. But that's going to be it for me today. Kind of happy with our progress, but we're just kind of jumping in for the little bit of free time that I have in the mornings, and getting some done. I want to say thank you to everyone for coming in. Thank you for joining. Thanks for watching this little modding drill. If you learned something, please don't forget to leave a comment, leave a plus, leave a like, whatever it is. I hope you learned something today. Special thanks to all of our AI team who are helping out and keeping this place going, and for everyone's impact in keeping me active in doing these modding. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out over Discord. But if there's anything else, don't forget to leave a like. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.